Community members, my name is Jennifer San Martino, and I'll be your Mistress of Ceremonies on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Please rise for the presentation of the colors by the honor guards of the NYPD, FDNY, DSNY, and remain standing for the national anthem to be sung by Arlette Ruxberg.
Their face! Reason! Hold!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled
And now Bishop John O'Hara will offer today's invocation.
Hooray! Hooray!
Staten Islanders will never forget. We will never forget those who perished on September 11th, 2001. And we will never forget the heroism of our first responders, those who went to Ground Zero that terrible day and the weeks and months that followed, those who sacrificed themselves and their health in the work of recovery, those who put their lives on the line without counting the cost to recover our loved ones. Those we remember and honor in a special way today. 67 Staten Islanders, spouses, parents, sons, daughters, siblings, co-workers, neighbors, friends. We know them all. Those who answered the call, those who gave everything they had for those we loved and missed, those who have for years in the aftermath of 9/11 shouldered the heavy burden of illness alone. Those who laid down their lives for others, embraced this day by God's love and mercy in that place of many mansions, a place of light, happiness, and peace. Those whose lives we treasure and whose memory we hold sacred in this memorial which we dedicate in their honor this afternoon. Good and gracious God, raise them to the fullness of life and grant them rest in your presence. Embrace with your compassion and strengthen the family and friends of those we honor this day. And may our island community, as we always do, support them by our presence and prayers. There will always be an empty place at the table, and the road they walk is lonely. May we resolve to walk with them shoulder to shoulder, hand in hand on that journey, that our presence will ease their pain, fill them with hope, and assist them as they and all of us move forward to meet the challenges of life in confident assurance. We in this special community, Staten Island, and all New Yorkers are blessed in our service personnel, our police, fire, sanitation, EMS, and so many others who give of themselves daily for you and me, making this city great, the greatest city in the world. Surround them, Lord, we pray, with your protection and keep them safe. And may the memory and sacrifice of those we hold dear and honor today remind us always of the greatness of our people, the greatness of this island, the greatness of this city and all who live and work here, and the greatness of this nation, the United States of America. And may the peace of the God who gave us life and loves us all and is with us always, touch us, heal us, lift us, and fill us with his peace and presence this day and forever. Amen.
And hut. Outright, foot, forward.
Honor Guard, please retire the colors.
Hold on. Right, face. Forward, hot. Left, 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 left,
Please be seated. Suddenly very conscious of the wind as it hits the microphone. Again, on behalf of Borough President James Otto, welcome this afternoon to the official dedication of the Staten Island 9/11 First Responders Memorial. On behalf of Borough President Otto, I'd like to acknowledge our elected officials and agency leaders who have joined us here this afternoon. Mayor Bill de Blasio, District Attorney Michael McMahon, Assemblyman Michael Cusick, Assemblyman Ron Castorina, City Council Member Debbie Rose, City Council Member Joe Borelli, Commissioner Catherine Garcia of the DSNY, Chief James Leonard of the FDNY, Chief Ed Delatorre, NYPD, Chief Richard Howe, FDNY, Deputy Assistant Chief Anthony Napoli, FDNY EMS, Of course, our friends Bishop John O'Hara and Rabbi Yaakov Learfield. Congressman Dan Donovan. And I see Senator Diane Savino. I'd also like to acknowledge the designer of not only the postcards memorial, but the memorial that we dedicate today, the First Responders Memorial, Masayuki Sono. We also have representatives with us today from Senator Andrew Lance's office and Public Advocate Letitia James's office. Thank you for joining us. At this time, it is my great pleasure to introduce to you Borough President James Otto.
Good afternoon, everyone. Mayor de Blasio, Reverend clergy, my colleagues in government, honored guests and family and friends. It's an odd thing to say to invited guests, I wish you weren't here. I wish that day in September in 2001 never happened. I wish your loved one did not have to do the heroic work on the pile and at Ground Zero. I wish your family member was still here with you. And I wish our paths crossed for some other happier reason. I wish I had some rational explanation why your family has had to suffer with this pain and this loss. 2 years ago at our 9/11 postcards event, during my comments to the families gathered, I had a public confessional of sorts about my personal ongoing wrestling match with faith. I wish today that yours is strong and constant. A few weeks ago at this year's 9/11 Postcards Memorial, I talked about how from the day Borough President Jim Molinaro envisioned this memorial, throughout all of his speeches, to the day that he gave the order to the City of New York to design the First Responder Memorial, everything was predicated on a simple belief, and that was he wanted to give all of you a measure of comfort. So on behalf of everyone in city government, I want to apologize to you that it has taken so long to have these names engraved and to fulfill that commitment. After the 2006 media coverage, I went to Mayor de Blasio and I said, help. And to his credit, he did. And there's an individual on his team who's not here today, Leiden Sleeper, who stepped up in a big way. And for those of you who were in attendance at the meeting we had with some of the families in my office a few months ago, you know how personally invested Leiden became. And it's important. It's important that he believed in this memorial. It's important that this memorial is fulfilled because the names on this memorial represent genuine heroes. They should be remembered. Their stories should be remembered. And now more than ever in these divisive times, we should honor those who are selfless and those who are good people. I want to read to you just a couple of paragraphs from a book that I find myself quoting all the time. Thinking about death reminds us of what is truly important in life. David Brooks makes the distinction between resume values and eulogy values. Resume values are those things that bring external success like money and promotions. Eulogy values are about character. Am I kind, trustworthy, or courageous? We're often very forward-thinking about the former. We spend 4 years in college to get that job, learn to use Excel or PowerPoint, read books on getting ahead. But eulogy values, we tend to consider only in retrospect, rationalizing after the fact. Yes, I'm a good person. Picture your funeral. The people who love you have all gathered to pay their respects. They're going to praise the qualities that made you so special that they will miss the most. What do you want them to say? How about this for eulogy values? When he became ill in 2007, he was referred to as being in the first wave of the 9/11 sick. He was not surprised. He was there when the buildings fell and worked on the pile for months. He was assigned to do security at the site for the following 7 months. When he was diagnosed at Memorial Sloan Kettering in December 2007 with stage 4 lung cancer, he said he had no regrets. He was doing his job. Subsequently, an attorney came to his room to convince him to sign on to a class action lawsuit. When the attorney told him he would have certainly be the sickest to sign on and that he was truly a hero, Ned cringed and politely told him that he was doing what everyone else did that day and that he was not a hero. He refused to sign. The Nobel Prize-winning author John Steinbeck once wrote, "New York is an ugly city, a dirty city. Its climate is a scandal. Its politics are used to frighten children. Its traffic is madness. Its competition is murderous. But there's one thing about it. Once you've lived in New York and it has become your home, no place else is good enough." There are lots of divisions in this city and in this country today, but we need to look no further than Sergeant Ned Thompson and all of the names on this memorial to remind us of their selflessness. When they worked the pile, when they worked Ground Zero, the people they were trying to retrieve, the remains, the families they thought about, crossed all of those differences that we have. This memorial is here because Ned Thompson's mom reached out to our colleague, Mike Cusick, Assemblyman Cusick, who then reached out to Borough President Molinaro. And Mrs. Thompson's voice is one that I heard in the coverage of New York One last year, and that hurt me that we haven't fulfilled the commitment we made to you. And I have to tell you, I chose a profession where these days you're reminded on social media 42 different times a day how much of a bum you are. And to get emails from Mrs. Thompson expressing to me gratitude, it's no wonder why her son and your loved ones are the heroes they are. So I will close by saying to you that it is maddening and painful that that day continues to take lives. I was in elective office that day. I remember everyone in elective office saying, "We will be with you. We will never forget. We will remind subsequent generations of elected officials for that commitment." And in the interim, if my team or I at Borough Hall can do anything for you, we're a phone call away. God bless each and every one of you. I have the distinct honor of introducing to you the 109th Mayor of the City of New York. Bill de Blasio and I have worked together for a long time, going back to our days in the City Council, and we've known each other for a long time. We don't always agree on things, as apparently was made clear in the New York Post earlier today, but he has sat next to me on 4 9/11 memorials, and I know he feels the unique burden that this borough has from that day and continues to experience that day. And it is our honor to have him with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, the 109th Mayor of the City of New York, Bill de Blasio.
Thank you so much. Everyone, we're gathered today in common cause. And I want to amplify the point that Jimmy Otto made. Overcoming divisions, real or presumed. Everyone came here today to honor heroes and to support families who have suffered. And I want to thank all the family members for your commitment to your loved ones, to their memory. I want to thank all the leaders who are here in support. I particularly want to thank your borough president, because you can tell when he speaks, this is something he feels deep in his heart. That for him, it was a mission to make sure these individuals were honored properly. And his frustration over how long it took is real. And his love for all of you is deep. And I want to thank him because he brings to life that value of public service, of thinking through the eyes of the people he serves and making sure that their needs are met, their voices are heard. Let's thank the borough president for all he's done. And Jimmy spoke about the resume values and the eulogy values. And I was struck by that, and it started to make me think that another way to think about this memorial is this is a memorial to the creed that we should do unto others as we wish was done for us. And the individuals who are memorialized here lived out that creed. They understood that any family that did not have the remains of their loved one did not feel whole and felt pain. They understood the spiritual and the human burden that loss and that absence meant. They felt, rightfully, like comrades in arms to those who were lost that horrendous day, and they would not leave any men or women on the battlefield. And their willingness to stand up and do something for another human being and for another family, regardless of what it might mean, was in keeping with our highest values, but values we all know that we often, a lot of us as humans, struggle to live up to. But they did not struggle to live up to them. They took on the mission no matter what the cost. And it is painful that it's taken this long. And we're all sometimes amazed the way that a bureaucracy can get in the way of what we all aspire to, but we're glad this day is finally here. And the families that fought for this memorial deserve our special appreciation, because they would not allow the memories to go unnoted. They would not allow the sacrifice to be ignored. They understood that this memorial had to be completed. And so often, it is a person who stands up or a family who stands up and demands what is right that really makes the difference. So to all the families who led the way and would not be ignored, I want to personally thank you for being consciences to this whole city, to make sure we properly acknowledge and honor and remember these brave men and women. It's 16 years, and we said it a few weeks ago right here, that our pain, our feelings are just as sharp. Even when we see the beautiful young children of each family and we see the hope, it does not take away the pain. We think of a trauma that happened one day but keeps happening. For every family experience lost, and then for all those who saw sickness afflict their loved one for years, and still for those who are getting sick now, who are grappling with their challenges. How does this one horrendous day keep afflicting us? It's very hard to take in and make sense of. But what is not hard to understand, thank God, is that some people rise to their responsibilities, to their creed, believe in the oath they took, and do things that are extraordinary. They did them at Ground Zero. They did them at Fresh Kills. Acts of love, a mission that they believed in, answering a higher calling. We're very proud of each and every one of the people whose names on this memorial. We're proud that they lived that way. We miss them. We understand how much pain came with their loss. but we know they did what they believed was right. So, on behalf of 8.5 million New Yorkers, I want to say we're all humbled today to be in the presence of the names of these heroes. We are grateful for them, 67 individuals who made things better for their living. We are grateful to their families, and we will not forget them, and we will not forget their families as they continue to bear the pain. It unites us all, remembering what they gave, how good they were, and what an example they are still to all of us. Thank you all, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. At this time, I would like to ask Arlette Ruxberg back to the microphone. I asked Arlette to share her amazing talent with us this afternoon, and she didn't hesitate. Right now, she will perform a song that she herself wrote called That September Morning.
Hey everybody. I'm very honored to be here today. This song that I wrote 1 week after September 11th occurred. So it's a piece of my heart, as it is a piece of everyone's heart. And I'm very honored to be here to share a piece of my heart with you. I woke up on a bright September day, and I watched the sunshine slowly slip away, and my world crumbled before my very eyes, and the smoke of 1,000 souls filled the skies. From the cities to the hills and countrysides, I sing this song for you, America. Though your heart was torn in two, America, may your spirit never break, and may your faith never shake. As the days went by, the sun came out again, and the stranger on the street became my friend. Joined together by pain and fear and pride, and a love for this land that could not be denied. And for the families of all the ones who died, I sing this song for you, America. Though your heart was torn in two, America, may your spirit never break, and may your faith never shake. I sing the song for you. I sing the song for you, America. your spirit never break, and may your faith never shake. Growing stronger than before, and I love you so much more, my America.
Thank you, Arlette. Right now, I'd like to ask Detective Anne-Marie Murphy of the NYPD, Rich Smith, nephew of Harry Smith, NYPD, and Eric Bischoff with the UFA to come forward to read the names of those engraved on the memorial.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's truly a humbling honor to stand before all of you, our families who have endured so much, in honor of our fallen heroes. Their stories will forever be told as long as there is a Staten Island. Their stories will be told at this memorial site permanently, and that story will be directed at the heroism that they performed. It's my honor to read these names of the following heroes from the FDNY. Supervising Communications Electrician Philip Berger. Lieutenant Ronald Biller. Firefighter Joseph Callahan. Firefighter Carl Capobianco. Firefighter Robert Dillon. EMS Lieutenant Brian Ellicott. EMT Anthony Ficara. Firefighter Robert Ford. Lieutenant Martin Fullman. Captain Joseph Graziano. Deputy Chief William Guido. Firefighter Raymond Halber. Firefighter Dennis Heedles. Lieutenant Robert Hess. Firefighter James Hicks. Lieutenant Keith Laughlin. Firefighter Brian Malloy. Firefighter Richard Minetta. Firefighter James Marshall. Firefighter William Moreau. Lieutenant John Murray. Firefighter William O'Connor. EMS Captain William Olson. Firefighter John O'Neill. Firefighter Adolfo Antano. Firefighter Paul Santoro. Firefighter Roy Smith. Firefighter Michael Sophia. Firefighter Larry Sullivan. And paramedic John Wyatt. Each and every one of them heroes. God bless them. We won't forget.
Good afternoon. My uncle, Sergeant Harold Smith, NYPD Narcotics, Borough, Staten Island. Lieutenant Rex Gerald, NYPD Patrol, Borough, Manhattan South. Police Officer Angelo Paluzzo, NYPD License Division. Lieutenant Robert Rice, NYPD Narcotics Borough, Brooklyn North. Detective 2nd grade Ronald Richards, NYPD Bomb Squad. Police Officer Frank Beluzzi, NYPD 120 Precinct. Facilities Manager Anthony Bono, Bloomberg LP. Longshoreman Francis Carroza, Howland Hook Marine Terminal. Special Investigator Diane D. Giacomo, ASPCA Humane Law Enforcement Office. And Supervisor Steven Zawada, NYC DOP, Manhattan Field Services. May we never forget.
Detective Second Grade Sandra Adrian, NYPD Internal Affairs. Detective William Titus Jr., NYPD Narcotics Bureau, Brooklyn North. Sergeant Alex Baez, NYPD 84th Precinct. Detective Second Grade Michael Morales, NYPD 122nd Precinct Detective Squad. Sergeant Ned Thompson, NYPD Intelligence Bureau. Detective First Grade Joseph Cavatola, NYPD Deputy Commissioner of Public Information. Detective Michael Glazer, NYPD Narcotics Bureau, Brooklyn North. And my brother, Sergeant Patrick Murphy, NYPD Emergency Service Truck 5. Department of Sanitation heroes. Welder Jack Boccaccio, DSNY Fresh Kills Landfill. Sanitation worker Brian Campbell, DSNY Fresh Kills Landfill. Deputy Commissioner Ronald Cohen, DSNY Mayor's Office. Tractor operator John Conmy Sr., DSNY Fresh Kills Landfill. General Superintendent Thomas Coppola II, DSNY Brooklyn South Borough. Tractor operator John Corbett, DSNY Fresh Kills Landfill. Auto mechanic Richard Danino, DSNY Fresh Kills Landfill. Sanitation supervisor Alphonse Falco, DSNY Brooklyn South District 14. Director Mechanical Operations Ted Feeser, DSNY Fresh Kills Landfill. Sanitation Police Officer Christopher King, DSNY Brooklyn South. Auto Mechanic Joseph Landolfi, DSNY Fresh Kills Landfill. Sanitation Worker Frederick Meyer, DSNY Manhattan District 3. Tractor Operator Andrew Moore, DSNY Fresh Kills Landfill. Operating Engineer Frederick Mueller, DSNY Fresh Kills Landfill. Sanitation Worker Brian Podell, DSNY Fresh Kills Landfill. Sanitation Supervisor John Schmittou, DSNY Staten Island District 3. And Sanitation Worker William Weiser, DSNY Staten Island District 2. May we never forget all our heroes and keep their families forever in our thoughts. God bless.
At this time, I would ask that everyone share a moment of silence for reflection and remembrance. Thank you. Before I ask the Borough President and our Mayor to officially unveil the memorial, I would like to thank several people for their work in making this memorial a reality. In particular, former Borough President James Molinaro, the staff of the NYC EDC, the staff of Borough Hall, Borough President Otto's staff, In addition, thank you to the Patrolmen's Benevolence Association, the Sergeants Benevolence Association, the Detectives Endowment Association, the Uniformed Firefighters Association, the Uniformed Officers Association, and Local 831, the Uniformed Sanitation Association, for helping to make today possible. In addition, thank you to Fred Ariema of Ariema's Garden Center, Anthony Campatillo of Alfonso's Pastry Shop, Sal Satilli of Satilli Security International, and the New York Wheel and the Empire Outlets for their support in making today's event possible. Borough President Otto, Mayor de Blasio, may I ask you to approach the memorial? Right around. Honor Guard, can I ask you to join the Mayor and the Borough President? At this time, please, Borough President Otto, Mayor de Blasio, please unveil the Staten Island 9/11 First Responders Memorial. Ladies and gentlemen, the Staten Island First Responders 9/11 Memorial. Please be seated. After Rabbi Lairfield offers today's benediction, we invite each of you to take a rose right up here on, this is my right, your left, from one of our staff members. Please feel free to toss that rose into the water, hold on to it, keep it, share it later, as a reminder of your loved one and their sacrifice. Please proceed to the memorial and take your time viewing it. Afterward, please join us at the back of the site for a light reception. In addition, after the reception, please feel free to take a mom home with you. Rabbi, can you please come up and offer the benediction?
Before I begin, I just want to say that Arlette, that was moving, that was beautiful, that was superlative. To the Almighty, Master of the universe, we invoke thy blessings upon this assemblage of people. We gather this afternoon dignitaries, elected officials, citizens of our great country and beloved borough of Staten Island. Imbue us with wisdom and understanding, with a warm spirit of harmony and fellowship. Please grant us thy guidance for all who live under our flag, the stars and stripes of America, regardless of race, color, religion, or creed. The Almighty sustains the living and with unending kindness. He supports all who stumble and fall. He heals the sick. Heroes. Who are our heroes? Some people look towards our sports stars, or movie actors or actresses, or perhaps our musicians. Oh, we say to ourselves how we would love to copy or mimic them. Perhaps there is another type of hero. People that are walking amongst us. Regular, ordinary people. These people. And look around you to your right and to your left. All of the people in uniform, their wives, husbands, and children. They walk amongst us with fortitude, grace, and they respond to a higher calling. They are in the most noble of professions. At a moment's notice, they leave their dinner table. They arise and rush out of bed with alacrity and hurry to a special scene to save lives. They are in our employ, but in reality, they work for God. Without thought of personal peril, they endanger their lives to save others. We are here today to commemorate those heroes, women and men with cognizance, with an unmitigated sense of duty and pride. They rushed into the towers after they fell to rescue and recover their sisters and brothers in need. They are giants amongst mortal men. To them we consecrate this tribute. Our debt to you can never be repaid. You are true heroes, and you walk with angels. To our former borough president, the Honorable James Molinaro, under whom this project began, and to our present borough president, our dear friend, my dear friend, an unrivaled leader and role model, Jimmy Otto, who has brought this project to completion. We thank you. It was a labor of love and dedication for all of us, the proud citizens of Staten Island. May God grant the citizens of this great country, all of our servicemen in uniform, especially those serving in harm's way, health and happiness. May we be blessed with peace and prosperity and generosity of spirit for many years to come. And let us all say, Amen.